Tyreek Hill injury status. Will Miami Dolphins WR practice against Chicago Bears? The Miami Dolphins are in Chicago for joint practices with the Chicago Bears, as well as the August 10th exhibition opener at Soldier Field. Of course, most eyes will be watching the Dolphins versus the Bears in general, and look forward to some intense action in the trenches during those practices, but we also will be looking to see if wide receiver Tyreek Hill is participating. Hill left the August 5th practice early and did not practice on August 6th because of an undisclosed injury. Needless to say, the controversial receiver remains the team's biggest playmaker, and his presence makes the offense go. Of course, the regular season remains a month away, so as long as this is a minor injury, there is no need to be concerned. Still, it would be nice to see number 10 on the field this week in action against the Bears secondary. We know he's in the Windy City because he posted a video of him and fellow receiver Jalen Waddle on the team plane getting ready to fly to Chicago. The South Florida sun was beating down on the Miami Dolphins practice field when cameras spotted something unusual. Tyreek Hill, helmet off, standing off to the side. Not sprinting, not juking defenders, not breaking time and space with his speed. Instead, the NFL's most electrifying wide receiver watched quietly, arms crossed, occasionally chatting with position coaches. His absence from team drills sparked immediate concern and countless questions from fans and analysts alike. Is Tyreek Hill injured? And more importantly, will he practice or play in joint sessions against the Chicago Bears this week? The Cheetah pauses. Nicknamed the Cheetah for a reason, Tyreek Hill is a player whose presence is impossible to ignore, especially when it's missing. Sources close to the team have described the situation as precautionary, citing minor tightness in his right hamstring that cropped up during warm-ups earlier this week. Hill reportedly felt a slight tug, notified trainers immediately, and was shut down before full-speed drills began. No limp, no drama, said one team insider. Just smart management. Tyreek knows his body better than anyone, and the coaches aren't going to risk anything in August. McDaniel's measured words. When asked about Hill's status during a media scrum, Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel smiled, but his answer was telling. Tyreek's fine. If this were week 10, he'd be out there. But it's not. It's camp. We're going to be smart with our guys, especially the ones built like F1 engines. McDaniel didn't confirm whether Hill would participate in joint practices with the Bears, but he didn't rule it out either. Instead, he pointed toward the team's long-game focus and emphasized the importance of availability in week 1 of the regular season, not a Wednesday in August. Still, the Dolphins are preparing to practice against the Bears in a highly anticipated set of joint sessions in South Florida, a proving ground not just for young players, but for starters shaking off the rust. And even if Hill doesn't take the field, his absence will be felt, especially by Chicago's secondary. Bears on alert, with or without Tyreek. Chicago defensive backs had circled this week on their calendars. Facing Tyreek Hill, even in practice, is one of the ultimate tests for any cornerback. His unmatched burst, razor-sharp routes, and deceptive footwork turn every rep into a highlight or a humbling. But now those matchups may not happen. That's a little disappointing, admitted Bears rookie cornerback Tyreek Stevenson. You come to these joint practices to measure yourself against the best. Tyreek's the standard. But if he's not out there, I get it. He's got a whole season to wreck people. Still, the Dolphins' receiving core remains stacked, and practice will roll on. Jalen Waddle, Braxton Berrios, and emerging name Eric Ezukanma are expected to get more looks as Miami tests Chicago's defensive depth. Tyreek's mindset, patience with purpose. Privately, Hill has made it known that he's in season shape. His off-season workouts were, as usual, legendary, documented with sprint times that would humble most track stars. But Hill isn't one to force the issue during meaningless reps. One Dolphins teammate joked, Tyreek runs so fast in walkthroughs, he still scares the safeties. But if he says something feels tight, you listen. Fans need not worry. Hill was spotted laughing during positional meetings, coaching up rookies, and even doing solo footwork drills off to the side with a resistance band. That doesn't look like a player shelved. It looks like a veteran pacing himself for the sprint ahead. Looking ahead, week 1 and beyond. With the regular season opener against the Buffalo Bills looming just weeks away, it's clear what the Dolphins are prioritizing: health. This isn't a team scrambling to prove itself in camp. It's a team fine-tuning the Ferrari. And Tyreek Hill is the centerpiece of the offense's vertical threat. whether he's catching 80-yard bombs from Tua Tagovailoa or simply drawing 3 defenders deep. The Bears' practices? Valuable. The preseason game that follows? Nice for rhythm. But Tyreek Hill in September? That's the goal. And unless something changes dramatically, Dolphins fans can rest easy. The cheetah will run again. Fantasy football fallout? Fantasy managers have already begun sounding the alarm. Hamstring issues are notorious for lingering. But in this case, early reports suggest this is not a re-injury or aggravation of a previous condition. Hill's camp insists it's tightness, not a strain. Still, this minor development will likely push his preseason workload toward 0 snaps, which isn't uncommon for top-tier receivers. Hill's chemistry with Tua is already well established, and with Waddle also nursing light soreness, expect Miami's stars to be on cruise control until Week 1. Final word, trust the cheetah. If you're wondering whether Tyreek Hill will practice against the Chicago Bears this week, the answer is maybe, but don't count on it. And that's okay, because Tyreek doesn't need 20 preseason routes to be ready. He's a walking matchup nightmare. A playmaker whose reputation is as much built on preparation as it is on speed. When the real games begin, number 10 will be there, faster than ever, defenders gasping in his wake, scoreboard lighting up behind him. Until then, he'll bide his time, protect his body, and remind us all, even a cheetah knows when to rest before the hunt.